Greetings, mortals. Jared Petty here, and today we're talking about how to make Dark Souls 2 even harder. Yeah, we're going to increase the already legendary difficulty of this game. So, how do you make Dark Souls 2 harder? Well, the first way is using the power of a little item called a bonfire aesthetic. You see, in Dark Souls, when you find an enemy, if you clear him out enough times, that enemy goes away for a while. We look at this guy. Oh! 2 hits landed, and look at that. He's destroyed about 2/3 of our life. But we're going to take him down here in a minute. Take a couple of shots here. He's destroyed 2/3 of our life. Tough dude. We got rid of him here. Final shot. Down he goes. There we go. We're rewarded with 1,000 souls, and he's fallen. And we come back later now, and he's gone because we've already defeated him. Yeah, he's not going to be there anymore. Look at that. Empty spot. But if we take this handy little item called the bonfire aesthetic, and we burn it here in any bonfire, all the area around this bonfire has its difficulty permanently raised. Yes, this is a little bit foreboding. What is done cannot be undone. Now we come back and look, all the enemies have respawned. There he is again. But not only has he returned, he's returned meaner and greener and tougher. That same swipe, double, and we're dead. Now, fortunately, the rewards also increased. His value in souls is doubled. But not only do enemies return more valuable and more powerful and with better drops, but new enemies appear in the area, some of whom will ambush you when you least expect it from places where there were no foes before, like these guys who appear in things betwixt after you use the bonfire aesthetic. Now, another way to make the game more difficult is to join one of the covenants. Up here in Majula, if you go behind the village, you're going to find this shrine. Take a little kneel down here. And we're going to find the Victor Stone, and this is to join the covenant called the Company of Champions. Now, it's going to ask you at least 3 times if you are sure you want to do this, and the reason for that is, once you flick this switch, Dark Souls 2 enters a special super hard mode. Enemies have more durability, attacks do less damage, your attacks do less damage, theirs may do more, all kinds of things happen. There's an achievement for this, and here's just a kind of a side-by-side comparison here. Here's before. Now look, 15 points of damage are hitting that shield. Now here's after. Exact same character build, 12 points of damage. So it's increased the effectiveness, or decreased, the effectiveness of your attacks. A third way to make Dark Souls more difficult is just to do some self-imposed handicaps. For example, don't use fast travel. Ignore it. It didn't exist in the first game. Instead, travel and fight your way through enemies. Or start the game as deprived. That's always an option. Start the game without a gift. The game gives you the option to do that too. There's all kinds of things you can do. Hey, turn off auto-targeting and not be able to, that's probably not so good. Well, anyway, that's a few ways to make a game with some pretty significant difficulty even harder. So for you, hardcore fans out there, if you want to know any more about Dark Souls, we suggest that you keep it locked here too. IGN.